Well, the possibility of a relentlessly stupid person becoming president of the United States has been underexplored by screenwriters. And then Donald Trump came along and went far beyond what Hollywood could ever imagine in the presidency. Prior to Donald Trump, the challenge for screenwriters and fiction writers would have been, first of all, how could a profoundly stupid person be elected president of the United States? And then, how could a profoundly stupid person get through a day on the job as president? The fictional president, played brilliantly by Martin Sheen on NBC's Emmy-winning series The West Wing, was a wise and carefully thoughtful president for whom I wrote several episode scripts over 7 years of that series. And if I were writing the character of a stupid president in a script, I would simply have had the stupid president completely rely on a smart White House staff and a smart cabinet and just hide behind those people. And absolutely, and I mean absolutely, never talk to the press, because a stupid president's stupidity would be immediately exposed. Imagine how stupid you have to be as president of the United States to think that when asked a question about something important that you're supposed to know, your answer is, I don't know. Why don't you tell me? There have been previous presidents who have been asked questions that they didn't know the answer to, which they should have known the answer to, and not one of them said, I don't know. Why don't you tell me? Because none of them are as stupid as Donald Trump. Only Donald Trump could do that.
Okay. No, we were just saying, the racism has gotten so just ridiculous and out front. We were saying Charlie Kirk blamed the black fire chief of Austin.
Yeah.
Which is nowhere near the flood zone. But they're like, it's like they have a, melanin detector. Where's the nearest black person?
That's right.
It's
wow.
It's proximity to blackness.
Yeah. Yes, it is. That's where things go wrong.
That's a weather event. Mm-hmm. If you're near a black person right now, that's why we're not at your house, Stephanie. Mm-hmm. We don't want you to have a sudden weather event.
I mean, we had Mayor Bass on this week, Frangela, and it just, I remember saying to her last time she was on, well, we know the fires happen because you're a black lady. I mean, they're so obvious. Mm-hmm. First of all, can we just say, because we live here, Mayor Bass and Governor Newsom had nothing to do with, the fire. We had a fire tornadoes here.
Yes. Yes.
And, we obviously all did the best we could with zero federal help at all. With them, in fact, taunting us, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas in Texas, it is, John Fugelsang wrote a great piece. It is, white Republicans from the top on down, Donald Trump, Kristi Noem, Governor Abbott, all the way down, that are entirely to blame for this and the response to this disaster.
Yeah, Miss Kristi Noem, while the disaster is happening, saying, we getting rid of FEMA.
Yeah.
We don't get rid of FEMA.
Yeah.
We can't have this.
She was 3 days late. She didn't okay the funds till Monday when this,
It was the weekend. She didn't care. She didn't care.
The weekend. Okay. That's when she gets her treatments and does her Instagram.
And Corey Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, she literally is having a contest on Instagram for which cowgirl photo of me do you like best. She was the one that canceled the contract for the early warning system. I mean, on the local level, the money that Biden and Obama gave them, because the black guy did it, they didn't want to use that. They gave it to the police. They didn't use it on an early warning system. So, unlike California, they are entirely to blame for this horrible tragedy.
And the people voted for them, and they will again.
Yeah,
and again and again and again.
This is the horror show of what racism costs us.
Yep.
Okay, it costs us our lives. It costs us our nation. It costs us just any ability to do well or survive, because there's no other reason.
Yeah. And by the way,
this kind of crazy.
We've seen this play before in Hurricane Katrina. Right? Mm-hmm. They blame state and local because, there's some brown people involved there, when it obviously was the Bush administration's disastrous response that was largely to blame, right? It's the last true thing Kanye West has ever said is George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Oh,
but you know what? He's close to being Dr. Martin Luther King now at this point. that calculus has changed dramatically.
Wow. Wow.
He's the sojourner truth of the civil rights movement at this point.
Oh, you know what? He's the president of the NAACP at this
what
point.
We're saying. Okay.
I think we still have that in our instant replay, don't we? Kanye West saying George Bush doesn't. Okay. Just wow. I'm having
the last time he made sense.
Oh, hang on. Here we go. Yeah.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
There he is. Martin Luther King of our day.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
Poor Mike Myers.
I didn't know we'd get here. I really
No.
didn't.
Never say never.
Never say never.
Yeah, so here's Ice Barbie, Kristi Noem now.
We don't make the decisions for the local communities. We shouldn't make the decisions for the states because every state is different. Every town is different. What they need for sirens or sound alerts might be different based on their topography, on how the city is laid out. Being there to allow the state to run the emergency response, but we come in and support it.
And can I just say, Governor Josh Stein, Democrat of North Carolina, had a really, really good response to that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We don't get a huge storm every year. The country does. It doesn't make sense for each state to have a fully staffed emergency response team because they may not have a storm for 5 years or 10 years, but we know the country will. So let's have that expertise in the federal government.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And by the way, she just wasn't just late. She also canceled the contract for the early warnings stuff. I mean, she's directly responsible.
Yeah. And not to mention, I thought, then one of the senators from New Jersey made such a great point about all of this in terms of, not every state is going to have a major event or major storm or disaster, but the nation will. But you think about something like COVID. That was a 50-state problem.
Right.
That was everyone, and
that's what they said.
That.
Oh, it's just the blue states. That's what Jared said. Why he didn't care because they're so stupid. They didn't understand the wildly infectious nature of COVID. That of course it's going to be all the states eventually. I mean,
that's right. That's why you need a coordinated federal response, and it doesn't make sense to not have that. There's it's almost like it's not almost like it is exactly like Why do you think we became a country? Because everybody could have been their own country. Okay, but why? Let's just ponder. To do a little ponder.
That's me pondering.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't make sense, right? Like you can't. It's better to operate this way as the United States. But I think their goal is to destroy to just get rid of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, despite the fact them playing favorites, I mean, their incompetence is hurting red states too, like Texas. But for months, Gavin Newsom pressed the GOP-led Congress to free up $40 billion in federal relief for swaths of LA consumed by devastating wildfires. Trump and other Republicans so far have withheld the funds, many arguing that Newsom and other Democrats have mishandled the fires. That's completely untrue. And should be forced to rescind liberal policies in exchange for aid. But now the deadly floods have struck ruby red Texas. The Republican response is much different, with Trump and others promising unfettered and prompt federal support in the months and years to come. I mean, it's like they are trying for a civil war, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Daddy's playing favorites with the kids, okay? And he doesn't like the kids from the other marriage. We don't get dinner. Okay?
We get to eat in the basement, whatever he throws down the stairs.
Yeah.
But you know what? California pays its debts.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
We're
ministers of this nation.
That's right.
And yours too. We pay. How much do we fund of the reds? How much do we subsidize the red states?
It's time It's time that they learn.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time that they learn.
By the way, it wasn't just Kristi Noem. Also missing in action, David Richardson is the FEMA director. He's been nowhere to be found in Texas. He has not been to the site of one of the nation's deadliest floods in the last 25 years. By the way, he was the one that said he was not aware there is such a thing as a hurricane season. That would be the head of FEMA. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Angela's face planting early in the hour. Okay. All right, Jared.
I don't know how we can get out of this timeline. I've been praying.
Can we get Brownie back?
Yes, he was such a good FEMA director.
The Arabian horse guy would be better. Jared Moskowitz, one last.
I feel like he learned a lesson.
No idea what she's doing. The best thing that she can do now is sponsor my bill, get FEMA out of Homeland, get it away from her. Okay, so that we can start reforming and rebuilding the agency. I mean, this is an agency that's literally responsible, right, for the contingency plans for government. God forbid we had a major disaster, a war, unbelievable event. Okay, and she's breaking it to the point where it can't function.
Yep.
Wow.
Who thought we would long for Arabian horse guy, right?
I know.
I mean,
Brownie.
anybody.
We apologize.
I miss Ross Perot. I miss Dan Quayle.
Oh, Dan Quayle was
I miss Dan
amazing.
Quayle.
It turns out we
He
should have
was
let Ross Perot finish. Remember? Can I finish? Nah. Here's the deal. Can I finish? Can I finish?
I liked Ross Perot.
I miss Admiral Stockdale.
Oh, yeah. Who is I'm trying to remember? The Dole.
Oh,
Bob Dole.
Bob Dole.
Bob Dole.
Bob
Dole.
Dole. Bob Dole. Remember that song? Bob Dole. Bob Dole.
No.
From Main Stage.
Are you okay? No, remember he always used to refer to himself in the third person. Bob Dole thinks Bob Dole.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And he did a Viagra commercial.
He did a Viagra commercial. That was the most memorable. Yeah.
That's so quaint now.
That was a famous line from a Jim Ward sketch when he did Bob Dole. He said, "Hey, Liddy, you're going to need the Red Cross, and I'm done with you." That was a Viagra joke.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That was saucy back then.
Wow. What?
Now they're Nazis who have car sales on the front lawn of the White House.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Well, this is all too familiar to me, right? You wake up with a scratchy throat, congestion, maybe a runny nose or a cough. You know your body, you know you're getting sick, so your choices are you tough it out, you get sick, take time off from work, hope the doctor can see you this month, right? Wait 2 hours at urgent care, sit in a room full of other sick people, or you can open your medical emergency kit just like mine. I just match my symptoms to the doctor recommended prescription, start on the right meds, and I nip it in the bud right now. This is not a first aid kit. It comes with doctor prescribed meds to treat dozens of common and serious medical issues, strong antibiotics for infections of all types, strep throat, pneumonia, UTIs, bronchitis, and a lot more. Plus, a doctor's easy guide so you know exactly what to take and when. No waiting to see the doctor, no waiting at the pharmacy. All my meds are right here in my kit. Every home should have at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in just minutes. Your kit will be rushed to your door. Get $45 off at urgentcarekit.com/Stephanie. The promo code is Stephanie. Don't forget promo code Stephanie at urgentcarekit.com/Stephanie.